Tom.
And I'm Tanner.
Welcome to episode 149 of Bird Squawk.
Super Bowl, baby! Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Eagles are headed to Super Bowl 57, NFC champions. Oh, baby.
Can you believe it, baby?
As you can hear, this guy was screaming his head off at the game. Electric atmosphere. Birds took care of business. Say what you want. I don't care. We're going to the bowl, baby. We're going to the bowl, and it's against the Kansas City Chiefs, which, like I said, we'll get into numbers. We'll get into stats. We'll get into X's and O's next week. We got a week to chill a little bit here, soak it in, get ready. So we'll talk about that stuff next week. I just want to celebrate this week. Celebrate this team. Take a look back at where we were just like a short year ago, and kind of the path this team has took to get here. It's just unbelievable.
I mean, just take a second and step back and just soak it all in.
Exactly.
Because we were thinking this was going to be like a 3-4 year rebuild, right? And we were sitting around in the off season going, wow, man, what's going to go down this year? And man, oh man, can you just believe it? Like obviously you can hear it in my voice that I've lost my voice from Sunday. What an atmosphere. What a crazy, crazy place. I mean, for those people that flew all the way from California, I feel bad for you.
Feel bad.
But let's be realistic. I mean, if they thought Brock Purdy was coming to the link and beating us, God, you had another thing coming.
Yeah, I mean, it was a body bag game, man. They were just taking everyone out. Hassan Reddick feasting as usual.
Beast. The guy's a beast.
Feasting as usual. The D-line looking good. Offense struggled a little bit, but got it going. But before we get a little bit into it, I have the post-game instant reactions when we were at the stadium that I'll put in now. But if you want to see our whole day at the NFC Championship game on Sunday, yesterday came out a vlog, so check that out. But here's our instant reaction. Let's go, baby.
All right, my man, we took care of business. We're going to the Super Bowl.
I don't care what you say. We dominate. Body bag game. Put them in a coffin. We're going to the bowl, baby.
We're going to the bowl, and we're going to win the bowl.
Oh, man, it feels so good. This whole crowd was electric tonight. It was unbelievable. Non-stop. This team is special. We've known it all year, but they just put it together. We're going to the freaking Super Bowl.
Go Birds! Obviously, you can see, man, it was incredible. Incredible. Nobody wanted to leave after that game. I mean, everybody hung out. Everybody was celebrating. One of the coolest things is the people that sit near us all season, or our friends, season ticket holders. Man, we had a group hug, and it was just like, we did it, man. We did it. We're going back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great when you see when that stuff happens. I mean, we've kind of been a little spoiled the last couple months with the Phils, the Union, and now the Birds, but it's always great when you get to that point and it just turns into bigger than a sporting event. It just turns into the family, the friends, the kind of like union that you are with Birds fans, just people you don't know, you're hugging, you're celebrating. It's always a lot of fun. And man, it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I mean, we saw this as you got into a certain point of the season. You saw that this could have the potential to be something special. And they've continued to keep this thing going. And I know we'll talk about the game next week. I know they got one more to go. I know you got this far. Let's win the whole dang thing. But it's just great to take a step back. I feel for the first time in a while with this team, I can take a step back and truly enjoy it and kind of be like, all right, we got where we should be.
And we're going to really feel this dude's vibe, next week leading into this game, because, I mean, the guy, he's been dead on with how he's been feeling about this team and the game and the outcome. And, unbelievable. I mean, words cannot express how overjoyed I am with this team getting back to the Super Bowl, and we're just sitting on the verge of, completing this thing, and that's the thing when they show like JALEN up on the big screen. The first thing he's saying is, one more.
Yeah.
One more.
Yeah, I mean,
You
this team is still hungry. I mean, you can tell. I mean, I'm not going to look too deep into it, but you could tell the Birds were excited. The Birds were happy with where they are. But if you watched our celebration and then you watched this Chiefs celebration, there was one team that was really feeling themselves, and then there was a team that was like, all right, we got more to go. And obviously, at the end of the day, they're a great opponent. They're going to be a tough team. And like I said, we'll talk deeper into matchups next week. But at the end of the day, they showed up on Sunday. Say what you want about the quarterback situation, but they took those dudes out. It's not like they got fluke injuries. They were getting slammed, getting hit, and we hurt them. Not that they got hurt from fluke injuries. Defense continues to show up. The D-line has found the fountain of youth with Hassan Reddick showing up and Fletch and BG and all them finding that second gear after a lot of questions last year. Slay and Bradbury, great as always. Linebackers had a good game. Safeties. Offense struggled a little bit, but you can say all you want about the offense. They still put up 31 points against this big, bad Niners defense. And at the end of the day, they were full strength on defense. It's not like anything was happening on that side of the ball. So they just took a little to get into their routine, but when they did, they looked good.
Yeah, and the one cool thing I heard today is someone said that it's amazing how the favored team can just continue to find some kind of disrespect to motivate them each week.
Yeah.
And, that was Kittle last week saying, they look good on paper.
Yeah.
Right? The boys took that to heart, kind of felt a little slighted by that, and showed up Sunday. So, we talked about this ad nauseum all season about the way we felt that the mix of this youth and the mix of the veterans in this locker room, and of course Saucy's leadership has just brought this team together, motivated them, and they're on a mission.
Yeah.
And we're one win away from completing this mission.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell they're still hungry. You can tell they're not satisfied with just getting to this point. I mean, it's going to be a long 2 weeks, as we know.
My God, it's crazy.
But it's
crazy.
But you can tell the way they were talking, the way that they were kind of like, of course you're going to celebrate. But you could tell that they knew they had to take care of business, and then you got one more. And it's so exciting, man. It's unbelievable, truly, where we were just a couple months ago even. That's something we might take a look at in the next couple days. Keep an eye out for a video of us recapping some of the older videos from just last year and even the beginning of this year. It's crazy. I watched last year's video coming off the loss to the Chiefs, and where that team was then to where this team is now, it is just an unbelievable turnaround in about 16 months.
I mean, the words cannot express just the atmosphere inside that link.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you grind and you play to get that home field advantage. Because I'm telling you, man, that place was electric.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for the bye and getting home field advantage because I know I have firsthand experience. When this team is good and they're playing at that stadium, they are tough to beat. You got to win 2 games at home. You got to eliminate winning a complete game when you get a bye. You got to win 2 games at home to get to the big dance, and that's what they did.
And hey, we saw it firsthand. I mean, there were Niner fans feeling themselves prior to that game.
Yes.
I mean, they were there in their little pockets and they were like cocky and they were feeling like they actually had a chance. And, I kept saying to the ones that talked, I was like, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day and not today. It ain't happening today, And there were some that were like, we'll see. And you just felt like they really felt like they were coming in there to win that game. And unbelievable. I mean, I got to give it to them that they do travel, right?
Yeah,
they did come in. They wasted a lot of money to come pretty far and see that display. But, we were down at the field prior, and Jerry Rice was there with his rings in his, eyeglass case, and he kept pulling them out, and I was yelling to him, hey, Jerry, Joe Montana's not throwing the ball today.
And then even if Joe Montana was there, throw in Purdy, Juszczyk, freaking McCaffrey, put Joe Montana in there. They were not winning that game. They were not winning that game.
We were on a mission, and that's the thing that I love about this team, man. And it's a complete team.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, how many times have we had like an offense and no defense? Or a defense and no offense.
Yep.
It's like, man, this defense is just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to go down as like an historically great defense, but if you just look at the stats on paper, they are underrated in the grand
paper.
No, but I mean, like, if you look at stats and they look good, but like people don't talk about them like they should be. I mean, even Hassan Reddick, dude, this dude is unbelievable. No Defensive Player of the Year nominee. Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah. He has been. It took him a couple weeks to get used to the scheme, for Gannon to get used to him, and he has been unstoppable since. He's been a complete workhorse motor guy, getting to the quarterback. He's got like 18 and a half sacks now, including the playoffs.
I feel like this game, though, this game coming up, is this team coming around Jalen and showing the world who the real MVP should be.
Well, that's the good thing. This is what I've said before with Jalen winning the MVP. It would have been a great honor for him to win it. But the MVP never wins the Super Bowl. And Mahomes is going to win the MVP. That's a good sign for the Birds, because that's what happened the year we won the Super Bowl. Brady won the MVP when we knew Wentz should have, and we won the Super Bowl. So it's a good sign.
I mean, even going back to the link, the vibe in the link, like you, if you watch the Kelsey boys, you know, their
podcast, New Heights, yeah.
Their New Heights. I mean, Jason's on there saying, like, you know, during the regular season, it's like, ah, but during the playoffs, it's like, ah, kill you.
Yeah.
And they feed off of that, you know. They hear it and they feed off of it and they love it.
Yeah, like I mean, we can talk about it all you want, and not even the vlog is going to give that place justice, but definitely check it out. I mean, it was an electric environment, and really, I mean, today I just wanted to kind of celebrate this team, because I think this team, before we get stressed out and panicked and start dissecting matchups and everything, I just wanted to take a step back and be like, wow, we are back in this position. And I wanted to hear from you guys in the comments. What were you doing on Sunday? Who were you watching it with? Who were you celebrating with? Were you in the city? Were you at home? Were you wherever you were? We want to hear about your stories, because at the end of the day, it's about family. It's about Eagles fans. It's always a lot of fun when this team is good, because the city comes together. I saw a great thing that someone said on one of the crazy drunk people, but it was great saying that it isn't black, it isn't white, it isn't whatever, it's green. Everyone's together, everyone's happy, and we're going to the Super Bowl. It's just unbelievable. And
another interesting thing he brought up yesterday was, what was that thing you said about a Cowboys fan? He was like,
oh, yeah.
He's been a Cowboys fan since...
He said he was a Cowboys fan since 2007, and he saw the Eagles obviously win in 2017 when we did. Us go from where we were to hitting like rock bottom in like 2 years to now being back in the Super Bowl when they haven't been in the Super Bowl in freaking half century. I mean, in quarter century. So it's like, it's crazy. I mean, we give them crap. It is what it is. It's the life that Philly is, but Lori, Howie, Saucy, they know what they're doing. I know it sometimes makes you question what they're doing, but they've kept this team very good for at least pretty much my entire lifetime. They have been a competent team, and we're back, baby.
Can you believe that we've climbed back up the mountain, and we are like a couple steps away from just being on the top of that mountain again?
Yeah, and I mean, two Super Bowls in 5 years. 2 Super Bowls in 5 years. I mean, that is, you can say whatever, the Chiefs are going to 3 and 4 or whatever, but for this team, 2 Super Bowls in 5 years, when this team is like, there's like 6 guys from the last team on this team. It's been a complete rehaul. For them to do what they've done after coming off a couple tough seasons, it's really crazy.
And what a fitting what a fitting end to be playing against Andy Reid, right?
Yeah, the storylines. You can look at Andy,
Yeah.
you can look at
We'll
the Birds,
dig
the
deeper into that
Kelseys,
next week.
just everything. I mean,
But-
it's really crazy.
Woo.
But yeah, we'll we'll dig deeper into that next week. Like I said, I'm trying to look into some old videos. Like I said, I looked into the videos last year, and it's kind of crazy to look at it. And I kind of want to recap, try and see if dissect one of the videos from earlier this year when we made a video about what are the true expectations about this team in the offseason. See really where we're at. So keep an eye out for that. Maybe on Friday, one of them, and maybe another one earlier next week. But we'll be back as always Wednesday. And jeez, we got a big game to talk about next Wednesday. And
Hey, just soak it in. We're going to the Super Bowl.
exactly.
We're going to Super Bowl. We're going to be playing for this baby right here.
Yeah.
Right?
Another one of
Right
those.
here. We're playing for this. Right?
Exactly. Unbelievable. Celebrate. Congratulations, everyone. We've done it. We've made it. One more to go. But we'll be back always next Wednesday. So make sure to follow us on Instagram at birds_squawk. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Go Birds.